a couple of radio buttons, and what I'd like to be able to do is read what your choice was, right, from the radio buttons, and then perhaps compare it against the correct answer, right? So what we're going to do is that in the component, what we're going to do is that we're going to declare a variable which is going to keep track of your answer, right? So for instance, this might be your answer, which at first it'll be just empty string. Okay. We can then render, right, perhaps at the bottom, right, we can render your answer, and then render here the answer. There it is. At first, the answer is blank, right? So it's not showing any data. Yeah, your answer probably might want to put a break. There we go. There's our answer. So we want to change that answer as we click each one of these. So what we're going to do is that we're going to bind those radio buttons to that state variable, so that if we activate a particular radio button, we want that the answer to take the value of the selected radio button. So let's do that. So what we're going to do, we're going to bind, right, these radio buttons to the answer input variable, right? So to do that, we're going to use the ng model. We're going to use the ng model attribute. Notice that this is using both the square brackets and using also the parentheses. What that means, remember, the square brackets means that we're allowing data to flow from the HTML, from the DOM, flow into the component. Whereas the parentheses, it says that we're allowing data to flow from the JavaScript, from the TypeScript, flow into the DOM, right? So we say that this variable that we're going to bind here is doubly bound, right? It has two-way directionality, meaning that the data can come from TypeScript, where we can initialize your answer to be, I don't know, true, right? And so notice that there it is, it's true. But it can also change as we select the values, right? Which we haven't. So to give the value, we need to give a value to the input fields so that it can then, that answer variable can take the value of that radio button. Okay, so let's do that. Let's give let's give values to each one of these input fields. We'll say that this radio button, if you click it, then the value will be true, right? Whereas if you click on this radio button, the value will be false. The value of what? The value of the answer. The answer will take the value of whatever you click on. Right, so let's do that now. If we now click on true, right, notice that your answer here is changing, right? Changing as I click one or the other. Same thing here, right? True, false, right? And now we could use that answer, maybe perhaps compare it against the correct answer.